So our system in Japan is quite different from the United States. So we are able to give more information on the physical applications and healthcare as such. And I believe that we are probably like the most active on this physical applications, information information-wise. So I'd like to share some of the PowerPoint here. Edgar Cayce's way of holistic well-being, and so practical application of the readings. That's the key here. That we take this quite seriously. That what we see in the readings is not just like a text. It's the living information, and very very effective on our body. And so I'm just gonna briefly do the self-introduction and the experiment of the readings on my, that experiment that I've done on myself. So I am a director at ACCJ, and I do also lecturer and writer, interpreter. I do everything there actually. I take calls, I correspond with our members, and also I even clean toilet. So I just do everything whenever someone needs to be done, and I'm very happy to be there. And my background is I'm a musician myself, and I'm a biggest Cayce fan, in one of the biggest in Japan, I believe. And I'm also a sound therapist, and I instruct the Japanese sound therapy here. And from my father's death at age of 20, I realized that leaving everything with the Western medicine would be very dangerous, because he died like 3 months after he got the stomach cancer, and so I found out about the limitation of the Western medicine then at age of 20. And also I've seen my father's death. I thought that the way of living that my father was kind of led him to be dead in that way, in a sense, because he was not really caring so much about his health, and he was working so hard, playing golf so hard, and eating deep fried food and whatever was available. So I started to search for a method that works to how to live well. And then I found about this book, The Beauty Through Health, which was just translated into Japanese. I believe this was written in 1972, I think, by Lawrence Steinhardt. It's about he was a beautician, I believe, and it just had so many informations that I was looking for, and as well as I was already practicing, like eating salad for my lunch. I started in my high school time, because I read about this French actress recovered from a paralyzed accident by eating raw food, right? And also like applying olive oil and using soap, and all those things I was already doing, and it was all written in this book. And as soon as I saw this book, I thought this was just it's full of the universal truth that I thought, and I was so thrilled that I could discover it. So since then, at age of 23, I think, I switched to everything, all my lifestyle, to the way of living recommended by the Cayce readings. I would say the way, it's like we would say, like judo and aikido, something do is the path, the way of this method, of this we like things to be slightly practical and see things, doing things, and see the sort of universal truth in it. And we like this disciplined way of doing things. So that's how I found out that Cayce's way of living is such a multi-dimensional thing, I thought. And so everything, according to Cayce readings, I changed my diet using oils, colonics, and castor oil pack, and the prayer and meditation, exercise, everything that I could do. So after 30 years, now it's 31 year of practicing, and I'm still very, very happy and never have any, physical pains or problems. I don't see a doctor at all. And so I just found, even then, when I was at age of 23, I found the great results on digestion problem I had since I was very small, that I always, the normal food combination is very hard to digest. And changed everything to Cayce's way, then had all the pains and problems of my digestive system gone. And my hair and skin problems I had, like a minor, very small problems I had then, but everything went. So I was just so happy that everything, was easing, and I could just sort of found a way and grow old beautifully, I thought. So about ECCJ, I'll just go quickly about the ECCJ. So Cayce Center Edgar Cayce Center in Japan was founded in March 1993. We are having the 30th anniversary next March, and we're having hoping to have a good celebration in April 22nd, actually. And after the 1993, after 10 years of the establishment, we were authorized as a non-profit organization, and we have over 920 members. And we have this readings translation project, which is all started by Shigeru Mitsuda, our president. He's great, and because he was an computer programmer, he could program this basic foundation for registering the translation among like 20 paid translator. So it's ongoing project, and we now reached the 40.7% completed. I just checked today this number. Last year was 38%. So it's only very, very small by small, but many people are working on this, including myself. And we are trying to complete this translation and being able to read Japanese in Japanese, by Japanese. And the publications that we are doing, and monthly lectures, monthly video letters that we are providing as well, and private consultations that Shigeru provides too, that some people have, like with very difficult diseases, that they call in to, and we ask for small fee, and we give them the consultations. So this is our office. It's quite small and humble, but we have many books and all sorts of resources, and it's just so nice that it's very quiet, a residential area, and we have everything there. It's very content, and I give lectures in this room and with using Zoom as well. And all these books that you can see on the left bottom is that Japanese translated Cayce books. We have about 50, 60 of Japanese translated Cayce books. And also these are the Oneness magazines that we give. We are not published as well as often as we want, because lack of the staff. And these newsletters that we give to, but these are for the it's like a protocol for for this for cure for disease. And also, so the bottom picture is our monthly lectures, and this is President Shigeru Mitsuda on left. And we had, this was the Search for God class that we had 110 people attended online, as well as in the hall, in the place. So the Shigeru Mitsuda is the brain and the mind of all behind this, and I'm very lucky to work with him. So ECC's motto is the application, and this physical is becomes the evidence first, and then mental and spiritual. That's how the readings recommended C.A.R.E to become the way, like the Jesus did. And so this was realized by Shigeru early on, so that he has provided so many informations on very good, easily accessible information source, like the newsletter, for people to apply. Application is the key here. So this 254-114, the area management reading, and in 1943, would it be advisable to give mental and spiritual readings precedence over physical readings? And then the answer was that would the master make precedence of physical or mental? He took them as they came, and pretty good pattern to follow. This means that Jesus healed people first. Jesus did the miracle on the physical so that people could see as evidence, and that's why people believed what he taught afterwards of the mental and spiritual, and that's why he was followed by many. So if this was the other way around, that we believe, it will be very, because the mental and spiritual is such a vague information that many people will not believe in. But this information source, which is the Edgar Cayce's reading, can provide so much solid information on this physical application. Therefore, we can trust in these mental and spiritual application too. And so that's how we started to inform people with physical first. So in this, the bottom one is within the mental and physical, spiritual, have an ideal and not to be merely idealistic. Be true, be consistent, and all might know that consistency is indeed a jewel in the experiences of any. Never ask of others that ye do not do yourself. Never require of others that ye do not practice in that own experience. So here again is this is the 1610-2, and it's a part of the life reading, and it's very, it's quite a strong word, and that we have to practice in order to reach the people that who seeks. And I think in a way that I think that ECCJ is quite successful in a sense that Shigeru, as well as I am, applying things so that I think people come to us can see that we are not just just mouth. We are doing things. Oops. And so this is the recent book that published by Shigeru, that all about is Edgar Cayce remedies, and this book 1 to 6 is coming, 5 is coming soon, and it's all about curing diseases. And then it's also this newsletter that I showed previously, and it's a medical protocol. And then The Search for God in Japanese is translated into book 1, book 2. And then this new one, this KDU, is the Kanagawa Dental University that he was asked to do as a master degree course provided for doctors. And this course is the integrative medicine course. And so it's a part of the government authorized medical master degree is using the Edgar Cayce remedies for the first time in the world, I think. Yes. So we were really, really excited. That was the last April to July, and this is going to happen every year from 2022. So it's hoping that it will continue. So the readings movie. So we had so many people recovered from these illnesses, so that we have many testimonials that we could collect. The movie was released in February 2018, and some people probably haven't seen it, so I wanted to tell you again. I showed this last year too in my talk, and this was the first movie about Edgar Cayce. Apparently there are many TV programs made about Cayce, but there is no movie yet, and this was the first one. And crowdfunded, available in Japanese, English, Spanish, and Chinese. It's all subtitled in different languages, and they're all on Vimeo. I'll give you the link at next page. And there are over 20,000 views in the first 2 years. So that was quite phenomenal within Japan. And the recovery testimonials means that active physical application in Japan, so that you could see how people were taking it seriously. And we still have more and more people recovering after seeing this movie. There are many people interested to do against cancer, for instance, or skin disease, and many illnesses that they try to challenge themselves to do things by Edgar Cayce's way. So the readings movie, the Vimeo, it's on demand links. It's about $10, I think, and English is the vimeo.com/on-demand/readings English sub, and there also is the Spanish sub and Chinese sub. So please watch. Please do. Yes. I see the. Oh, sorry, I can't get the Japanese. All right. I'm gonna go on this. This is my main topic today: the Cayce's way of holistic well-being. I really, really, really like the way that Cayce provides the readings provide on this. It's not just a partial way of just doing on your body. It's about mental and physical and spiritual, and it's all in the same package. So I'm going to go through, and the key elements of Edgar Cayce's work. Like the unique elements, I'd say. It's different. There are so many, like we have the macrobiotics diet, and there are so many ways of healing body, but the true element, key element, the different, which differs Cayce to any other method in the world, is that all healing then is from life. Life is God. The God element, God and mankind element, is the very strong difference between us and the rest of the healing method, I think, right? And then the spirit is life. Life is God, as well as spirit is life. So we are a part of God. And the mind is the builder, as you know, right? The physical is the result. and this is 349-4. But there are about 60 readings, says this. The spirit is life, mind is the builder, the physical is the result. So we are these three different parts integrated into ourselves. And then the body is the temple of the living God. This is like my motto. This is my key, my slogan. And there are about 97 readings, quotes in the whole entire readings. This is amazing that many spiritual teachings would say that, the body is like the vehicle or something that you are riding through the life. But Edgar Cayce says it is the temple. Temple is like the church, so every one of us is like a cathedral or Notre Dame, or everyone is like Ise shrine in Japan, is a shrine or temple. It's just that so many, this is so different from the rest of these healing methods, that we are individually, every one of us is the place we meet the God inside us. And when we rub oil, we're polishing the place. And when we do the internal cleansing, we're doing the cleaning inside of the house, inside of the church, inside of the cathedral. And then there we can communicate with living God. And that is so beautiful, I think. And therefore, our food becomes something that we dedicate to God. And so when you think of this, like the chapels or places, the oops, sorry, I just lost my. When you see those temples and shrines that we come across whenever we go out of town, and when we see anything, those places has been like full of rubbish, or full of being dirty, or being like graffitied, things like that, then it's very, very we would find it very sad inside. And it's just it's when we treat ourselves with treating our body is like treating those shrines and temples that we are having on street. So it's great to be able to respect and give these gratitude towards having this life by giving this love towards our body, and then where we are meeting our living God. So this holistic well-being is that all elements, the life, spirit is life, we're not going to die, it's all eternal living, and it's a part of God. And the mind is a builder. We have this mind to set our mind to attract things and create the world we want it to be, and the physical is the result, and the body is the temple. And these elements is the part of this holistic well-being. So it's not just one part, it's not just one body, it's not just the dealing with mind or spirit. We need to work on everything. And then the concept of time, space, and patience. This is another very unique by Edgar Cayce, I believe, that the patience always, you're so familiar with the word patience when we learn Edgar Cayce, So when we have this is, Cayce says, this is our earth dimension, the third dimension of earth. That means we are here to experience being patient. Otherwise, we won't have this earthly growth, earthly experience. And the time and space, without time or space, we can't have the patience because there's nothing to, to measure the patience, right? So it is these time, space, and patience is a package, and again, and we are here to experience. So just dropping one tablet, like things happen instantly. We are so lately, especially with internet age, we want things to happen quickly, but this is not like, how Earth is that we want to provide things and keep doing things, keep working on things, keep working on the project to have something grander and something more beautiful to come in the future. And that's how we are here to have fun with. And then the importance of improving blood quality. That's another thing that Edgar Cayce's way of healthcare, especially, is that everything is the quality, down to the quality of blood, like the heart disease, the brain disease, blood pressure, a lot of adult illnesses, diseases are related to the quality of blood. And that can be only changed by the changing lifestyle, because this lifestyle creates the blood. So the Cayce way works quickly if, like, people have cancer, and if they change diet, or if they change the pattern of the lifestyle, we have many people who had results in like early as 2 weeks or 2 months. To have the good result because of this improving the blood quality happened. Okay, so you're all familiar with Cayce C.A.R.E, I believe, and this holistic application, I always give this in my lecture in Japanese, so it's my first to give in English, and this all the circulation, assimilation, relaxation, and elimination. These are the Cayce's C.A.R.E. And for circulation, you can do exercises, osteopathy, oil massage, and bathing. Bathing is great, and in Japan we bathe every night, by the way. So it's very good for our blood circulation. And assimilation, drinking water is crucial for the assimilation. And diet. The diet is especially the food combination and the ratio of acetyl-alkaline. And then relaxation. Relaxation, I put the star there because relaxation is, I think, it is the key element, because it gives the autonomic nervous system into the parasympathetic by being relaxed. So especially with in Japan, many people are pretty stressed, and we are kind of working so hard and always need to be punctual as such. So we have many work pressure too, and so that there's just, and also like the internet, internet age, we can be connected after midnight like I am now, and you can just watch everything on YouTube and Netflix, and you can just consume yourself staring at the screens, and there's not much of the relaxation here in this day and age. So there's meditation and prayer and search for God, of course, and also sleeping. Just a simple good night of sleep gives this parasympathetic way of being. Then these circulation and assimilation and elimination begins. Otherwise, if there is no relaxation, none of these work. Circulation and assimilation and elimination. You have to be relaxed, in a relaxed state. Otherwise, you cannot go to toilet, basically. And so that's one of the very important element here. And then the elimination is, I believe regular colonics is very, very important for Cayce fan. I have been doing since 23, and I am doing regularly, and I can't believe not doing it. I mean, I can't imagine myself not doing it. So it helped me so much to stay focused, because our internal toxins are so related to our mental state. So when you just cleanse yourself, then your mind goes so clear, and also these, like the stiff shoulders and the physical problems, will be eliminated, because these are caused by, like, the even headaches and shoulder aches and the back aches and such. These are, according to the readings, these are all caused by these internal toxins. And so also the castor pack, like Gretchen was talking about, we have very good store in Japan, so that we have a good way of doing castor pack regularly. And apple diet is amazing too. So the sets of these can be done regularly. So the treatment order that I have kind of discovered, in a way, that everything is elimination first. If you want to have good health, it's the best to do the elimination first, because if you're not cleansed, then you cannot do osteopathy, or if you're not cleansed, you cannot meditate. And if you're not cleansed, it's not good to, if you're changing diet, it's better to be cleansed first, of course, because if your pipe was filthy, then how would you be able to take in the good food, So, and then how these so affect each other. And elimination, if you have a good elimination, then your spine will be loosened. And then if your spine gets loosened, then elimination, you'd have more elimination. So vice versa, it all goes back and forth, and then it just multiplying the effect by applying holistically of these four elements. Do you get it? I hope. Does it work? Yeah. So if you just did one, it's too bad to miss the good other three, I would say. So I have many people come to me and say, "Oh, I did the castor pack, but it didn't work," and I was just like crying in my side, I'm in my heart. I'm crying, saying, "Oh, I wish you did the colonics first," right? So there many people would not do the whole package, and then you'd more often miss the rest of the goodness of the the practical applications. So it is the best to do the whole four thing, and I am giving lectures of all these four, and it just goes. And these are the number one Cayce things that I really want the beginners to pick up and appreciate Edgar Cayce's readings on their body, so that they can go into the search for God, and they can go into prayer and meditation with the full trust on this information source. So now I am going to talk about this. This I've done this last year as well, and John asked me to do again. Apparently, it was quite a good feedbacks, and so it's how to apply Cayce's way on COVID-19. I mean, it's like I think in my mind, the COVID is over. You know, COVID is kind of it's still going on, but it I think we are ready to move on. But the rest of the world, if we cannot be alkalized according to case, readings, we cannot protect ourselves from these disease, like the viruses. So I will go through some of the readings as I did last year, and the inoculations against contagious diseases necessary for me before sailing in September from New York to England and Scotland, as we find only where the requirements are such to demand same would be adhered to at all. So far as the body physical condition is concerned, the adherence to the use of carrots, lettuce, and celery every day at meal or as portion of the meal with will ensure against any contagious infectious disease with which the body may be in contact. See, it's so simple. I love this. Carrots, lettuce, and celery every day. Easy peasy. Are you doing it? Is everyone doing it? I am. I have been since I was 23 basically, but we can do more in this time. Can immunization against them be set up in any other manner than the inoculation? As indicated, if an alkalinity is maintained in the system, especially with lettuce, carrots, and celery, again, these in the blood supply will maintain such a condition as to immunize a person. So this was in 1935. I think it was, like the time of smallpox and things were still around. And so even for those like deadly viruses, Cayce only recommended lettuce, carrots, and celery. How beautiful is that? And this one, should any of these be vaccinated for smallpox? If so, which ones? Will this trip be detrimental in any way to the physical health of someone and someone? There need none of these be vaccinated against smallpox. Better that such virus be discarded than used in bodies of these individuals to ward against smallpox. To best the body be kept clean and the diet of milk and much lettuce, and no fear of smallpox. So this was for Morton Blumenthal in 1925. And then be mindful the diet is such that it keeps eliminations in the normal way and manner, but tending toward alkalinity for the body at all times. So the alkalinity really is the key, always. For this will not only prevent infectious forces, but will aid in keeping the bloodstream in such a manner as to aid in eliminations where absorption is affected by external application. And so this was in 1934. And one leaf of lettuce will destroy 1,000 worms. You're probably familiar with this. This is for pinworms. It's a bit scary. Should plenty of lettuce be eaten? This is another reading for lettuce. Plenty of lettuce should always be eaten by most everybody, for this supplies an effluvium in the bloodstream itself that is a destructive force to most of those influences that attack the bloodstream. It's a purifier. So the lettuce is always really, you just need to buy lettuce regularly or grow lettuce. So that I'm nearly towards the end of this talk here. The 10 things you can do to raise your immunity in order to stay alkalized. So it's not just against COVID. This is for everything. And I have been doing this since I found out about Cayce. I mean, more or less, not always, perfect, 100%, but more or less, I have been doing this since I found out about Edgar Cayce. And I really, really want everyone to do this and try out, because if we are just a so minority of this planet that knowing Edgar Cayce's readings, we're so lucky to be this minority. And if we don't do it, then the rest won't do it either, right? And if we did it, the world will change. I really believe so. And this is in every class that I'm giving recently, like last 3 years, so that people will, start practicing. Anyway, so this is not just for COVID. It's for influenza. It's for any other disease that you can apply this. So if you did this, you'd have this protection against anything. You'd stay alkalized and you'd be just so relaxed in this good state, mind, mentally, physically, spiritually. Then you'd have no worries about anything. So first of all, drink plenty of water. Plenty of water is very difficult to do, but if you did, then your skin will be moisturized, so you don't need to buy products. No pork, no fried food. This, maybe some people find it difficult, but it's the best that you don't do it. And then, because there are probably 50 readings that said no pork, no fried food, in just like one phrase. Eat plenty of salad, lettuce, celery, carrots, like I said it earlier already. Eat citrus for breakfast every other day, or every 3 days, maybe every 2-3 days. This would help you to stay alkalized. And eat in relaxed environment and chew well. That's very, very, again, it's quite difficult, I think, unless you have this you do this consciously. 6, avoid white sugar, white starch, especially wheat. Well, this is as it is. But there are many other things, that maple syrup and, yogurt. I'm vegan, so I use the soy yogurt and maple syrup. It's a delicious dessert. So Cayce is great because you're not forbidden, or you can't touch sweet stuff. You can have nice like dates and lovely things, lovely sweet stuff, but it's just avoid white sugar and white starch. Okay. Then 7, sleep more than 7 hours. Cayce said, I think 7.5 to 8 hours. But nowadays it's hard to, make time. So I say 7 hours. If your diet's good, then probably 6 hours. Then correct elimination. Definitely colonics is the first step to go for. And then alkalize immediately. And then castor oil pack occasionally. Regular outdoor walks and stretching. Regular, like he says, every day. And you really need to go outdoor to inhale the oxygen, and then stretching as well. You need to move your body. And then pray and meditate. Pray and meditate is the top. And then I know everyone on this Zoom now are very good at prayer and meditation, because I know that Western people have more understanding of prayer and meditation, probably better than us. But Edgar Cayce says, emphasize on having a good relation with God. So pray and meditate is always a part of this top 10 of you can do to about your protection of your body. And additional protection, there are many things we can do. This is for the COVID-19, but the carbon steel, it's the cold coin. Again, I'm showing you. It's cold coin by bar, and we have our, now called the Temple Beautiful provides this carbon steel. Carbon steel is a part of the impedance device, you say? It's a core of this metal that I think it changes our vibration. So you just put this in your pocket. So I have this on my keyring, so I always carry this around. And how life in Tokyo is very packed with close with other people. So I just have this in my pocket. And apple brandy inhalation. It's the apple brandy is here. We inhale, we don't drink. I mean, you can if you want, but we use this a little device of, you'd say, you probably smoke marijuana and such with this thing. It's a bong. You just put this inside the upper brandy. It's this the keg that we think it's keg is a little hassle, so we just use this to use a pipe to inhale the brandy fume, so that the lung and the the throat would be stimulated, activated, cleansed. And this was recommended for the lung problems. All right, and check your pH level by using this little paper of the acid alkaline. You can use this indicator paper like this. You can probably buy online, like Amazon or whatever, and then you can just check yourself how your alkalizing doing. But if you did the diet with most of vegetables, you eat like more, probably 60% of vegetables is really good. Casey says 80%. It's difficult to do 80%. I probably do about 60 to 70% of vegetable and fruits a day. 80s, sometimes I can do 80, but it's very difficult when you're going out and about. But if you can check your pH level, I am always mostly alkalized. I check this because I have to prove it to other people. And then but you can do so by using these papers. And bathe and rub the Athro massage oil. That's by Bar product as well. We have our own too, and this has the sassafras and also the pine needle oil in it, so that it really increase the circulation. So I recommend this to you to use this. And then atomidine spray, which you may be able to get if you're going into a public with meeting many people. And if you catch it, then there's two things you can do. So this is a great thing that we can, where there's so many things we can do. And it's baking soda with crushed cracker that you just swallow and then put it on your throat. And colonic irrigation, the same, conics. And drink water with glycosymphene. And then drink citrus juice, again, this like is eating citrus, and onion poultice, eucalyptus oil, turpentine oil, that's for the fume, and peanut oil. When you have this fever, then you use the peanut oil and grain alcohol, the 20%, and rub on your spine. It really works. And sort of for like children too, it really helps them to ease with, when they get the fever. And beef juice for the stamina when you have, when you're weak, right? In conclusion, I'm going to the conclusion here. So another readings telling us, do it. Only in doing it may it become applicable, usable, or that needed for the entity's development. This was given to this accountant teacher about his study on numerology. And this is quite harsh, but it's strong. For to know and not to do, to him it becomes sin. You might be familiar with this. This was for David Kahn, and this was 39676-16. And then let them so live in their own lives as to be an example to others. This was for the C.A.R.E. staff in 1944. So it's kind of the readings was telling the staff to be the example to others. So like we are, like, the Cayce centers around the world, we are the sort of, the division of the C.A.R.E. staff, really. And, we are the representative of the Cayce fan. So we have to be the example to the world of how the, legit the Cayce readings are and how they work on our body, so we can show the world to follow us and just join us. And let us be the example of Cayce's way of holistic well-being. So that was my talk today. Thank you so much.
The information in this video is not intended to provide medical advice. The content is intended for educational purposes only. Any of the applications should not be used without consulting a licensed healthcare provider. The information presented is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.